The really, the really good news is that I'm healing very fast. Um, there isn't anything like non-GMO organic lemons inside of water, and to keep very hydrated. In fact, it's a process I'm going through. I'm noticing this. This is really a trippy experience that I'm having. There isn't anything that is happening that I'm not supposed to be going through. I'm going to be opening up a case. There's already a case, and there's work that I need to do online here, which involves getting transcripts and even investigating those people that I'm pretty sure they're like career um, court case people where they just drag people into court. And I'm also connecting it to something very trippy that is just coming up again. See, it's weird how they're all kind of affiliated, and I don't really care, except for it kind of just starts to connect. One of the main things that I want to do is to get on top of the environmental, pardon me, the the environmental terrorism that has happened. And just because the residence is here, it seems like, well, it's all done and over with. No, see, I want to get records of the code enforcement agency where I had called. It was in 2023, I think, on into 2024. No, it was during October. I remember I did a lot of calling. I tried to get right on top of it, and they completely denied my to go out there and find them, because only because it's a huge case. Now they can shine that on and they can just drop those records, but I can still reopen it by the fact that I see mountains of this toxic carcinogen asphalt that was in fact a hit from the deep state to X out and make it miserable for people in this area, in these kinds of areas, is a big target, because we can just be happy here. If they don't make it to where the neighbors are fighting and clashing all the time, which they can, because, well, there's people being allowed here who do not live in intention of just enjoying the air and enjoying how pitch black it gets at night and how you can see the stars, and that there's fresh waterways in the back that you can drink out of it, but not with. See, I see these piles sitting around still. They need workers to shovel it into trucks, and they need participants to, hey, do you want this stuff? They gave a lot to the Royal Pines area over there. Big mountains are still there, and they just did a dump in some of their area there. See, it costs money for it to finally, see, like I said, they have to get a scooper to put it in a truck and then hire some people. See, that's what was going on in this neighborhood. These boys gave themselves a job, and I think it was just a bright idea. Let's rent out a a steamroller thing and do it semi fucking professionally, which it wasn't. And I'm pretty sure I documented when they were bullying me around days afterwards, and when they were working on their yard, and I was driving past them, they saw me coming, and they were yelling at me, and I could just tell they were inhaling this shit, and they're all intoxicated or whatever, toxified over it. Just, of course, it's. See, I still smell it today from this guy. The guy next door. He's been here for 30 years, and then he up and jumps and dumps this shit, and I think he's fucking cuckoo. In fact, I know he is. Not just this being a sign that the guy is fucking out of whack. And see, there's 3 other residential areas in my area that I would rat on, but really, it's a class action case. And I am not going to give up. This thing that's going on with the neighbors on the other side, where they wrongfully tried to shut me down. And I am going back in defense of myself, opening a case on them, making them take a restraining order for stalking and some other things. which I feel violates my rights. See, I have to get the transcripts from that first hearing. See, I have audiographic hearing, and I remember, see, I just pretty much just took it in the ass that day with no lube. And it results in me being shut down and feeling oppressed on my property, and just hardly being able to function very well. Hard to explain that energy that is just, ugh. And I have worked on it, though. I've worked on it. I've pushed back on it. And I know my rights. They can't do things. See, they unjustly arrested me. And there's a profound reason that had to happen, as well as a profound reason that I had to get sick after they swabbed my mouth, claiming that if I didn't let them do that to take my DNA, they wouldn't release me. And I fell for it. I should have spit on it, but instead I just put it in my mouth. I trusted them that they didn't have a number of venoms on there to make me sick. And of course, see, babes, I haven't been sick in 15 years, and then all of a sudden I get sick. And then I have conjunctivitis, and I get a COPD fucking thing, and blah, 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 and it's all clearing up because I'm a very healthy person. And I have a number of things I need to do. See, I want to get to the library. I wish I had a good friend in my life to come with me and say, hey, yeah, let's do this, and let's do this, and go and get a fucking soda pop later. Really, I don't do soda pops. I don't even do coffee. This is what's weird about me is that I do not do what everybody else does. Here's my kitty cat. I love her so much. She's so unique. She is a dwarfed cat. She might have some health problems from some of the food I gave her early on in her life, and I snapped out of it. It was weird. The R Foundation up here, I remember when the woman was giving me this food, she was giving it to me. It's supposed to be a high quality natural cat food, and she goes like this. Here you go. You know, cats do not like this. People do that to me sometimes. They'll just like spill out some fucking stuff. I'm like, what do you mean? All right, okay, I'm gonna take this food that cats don't like. Well, you see, when I was feeding my cats that food, see, I used to have a black cat. Was her brother. Well, he died. He just mysteriously died. Now, this cat right here, she's like kind of dwarfed. I don't know, maybe she was the runt of the pack or something, but she doesn't jump. She kind of crawls, she goes into caves. She's very special. I'm taking care of her. She's a special needs cat, but see, at the same time, I'll tell you that she is a very healing energy for me. Way so than any like regular cat. It's so strange. Like I said, what's happening with me is not happening to me, it's happening for me. It's just, in a way, it's very beautiful, but the part where I'm having to get my ass kicked with this illness that pushes me into these cases, that on the 27th I have to go down with the transcripts and all of my everything. I hope by then that I get a hold of a justice lawyer that knows that these kinds of things, and they can handle these kinds of things. See, I don't have much help, but I'm waiting for a friend right now to help me with like which column that I press. I mean, I guess I can just call the number, see, but I'm having a fucking trouble. It's nightmarish with my fucking screen. My iPhone screen. It's the only phone that I have. I used to have a landline for the specific reason that I didn't want to rely on the cell phone. I was always a homebody anyway, and I just have a landline. And it would be so helpful if I had that landline right now, or to just be able to fix my darn stupid phone. See, there's a place down the hill that I fixed the phone. It costs $100 to fix the screen, and then it will stop glitching out on me. Thanks for listening to this. See, I wanted to make a longer video and just let you know that I'm actually doing very well. I'm making progress like 6 hours, 12 hours at a time. Very, very interesting what I'm going through. I've just tightened up everything, but see, the more healthy I try to get, the more I realize I'm breathing this asphalt fucking spill over here. And it makes me feel a certain way. It certainly does. And that is going to be taken care of. Even if the code enforcement people did throw away my records of trying to get them to come out here, I called them several times, and they just say it's unfounded. Why? Because it's a huge case. Massive. I can get many, many people in on it who are disgruntled about it. See, there's other people that didn't like that being poured, and they said they got a headache for days afterwards, and they shut their windows even though it's fucking 99 degrees. Kind of the same thing I did. I just didn't go in my yard anymore. It shouldn't be this way, babes. I am not going to give up. I'm going to go through with this fucking thing that I'm being led into. I know my words. I know how to talk. I know how to why I need to go to just follow the doctor's orders, right? And do this crap, which is all part of what I'm going to be suing the neighbor here over here for punitive damages. And I'm asking for funds and support from people on all my platforms. I'm asking if this is a video that's coming out of my YouTube, and I have like 2,000 or so videos on YouTube. So thank you for listening, and thank you for that support. Please donate into me. It would help me so much. See, I'm healing a lot. I love that I'm actually coughing up from the right side of my lung. I'm coughing up this junk that at one point, it was by the May 7th that it had culminated to the point where it was like, I can tell it was like some like weird crap in there that was like wiggling around, and it hurt so bad. It fucking hurt so bad. At one point, I made a video about it. I swear it was so weird. It was like a mystical experience, though. It was weird. I thought I died on my bed. I was laying there and I was trying to doze off, and my breathing, right, when you're dozing off to go to sleep, it changes into the baby breath, which is like you tend to breathe in deeper. Did you know that this is a weird fact, part of the Scorpio moon fact? I guess we're still on it. You know, the Scorpio, we just had it, so it's about death. Did you know that when a person dies, they don't go like this? They don't exhale. Did you know it takes more power and work to exhale than to inhale? In fact, they go like this, and their lungs fill up, and that's it. So anyway, when I was going to sleep, trying to get some rest, I guess because of this thing that was stuck in my lungs and hurting, I kind of dozed off, and then this extreme pain came. And for some reason, I was kind of asleep inside of a dream, and the pain was there. It was so bad. For some reason, I had this like strange experience that said, "No, you just died. You're dead. You're dead. Do you see that?" And I looked over, and there was my body, but it was dressed in a pair of clothes that I had put on that morning, and it was weird. I was sure that I had died. It was strange. It was a very small period of time, and I could have swore. See, I'm surprised I'm talking to you right now. I mean, hit like and subscribe, because am I live or is this Memorex? Because I gathered that I had a massive heart attack, and I saw this vision. I looked over and I saw myself laying there, and all this stuff went through my head, especially about just the people, my love life, the people that I care about. Oh, my cat, she's so weird. She is. But I already dialed in on it. She's my mother. And in fact, this is funny, but no, she had to be a dog first. She said, "Did you know I had to be a dog first for 15 years before I can get to you?" And here's why. Because when my mom died in 2010, I had a cat for 3 years already. And that cat lived to be 17 years old, and I didn't need any other cat. See, when that cat died, I needed to get another cat because the rat situation would get out of hand. But this cat does not, I don't know, she hasn't caught a rat yet. And she's actually more vegetarian than anything.
Oh yeah, oh yay, Polo Paddle.
Kendi Road. Mwah, 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 mwah. My mama, she just wanted to spend time here, and she's getting a load of all the way that I live a very disciplined life. See, a lot of people don't know. It's like, well, I chop my own wood and I get my own water and I garden. See, this thing that happened with the neighbors over there, they're completely like, they don't like me because, first of all, I saw right through them. I picked up on their prejudice, and I thought, well, no, these aren't my people, and I just minded my own business. See, that's what's really curious is like, well, they were here for like 3 years from, I think it was 2001, but then this thing happened. Okay, 2 years they were here. Maybe it was 2020. See, I have to figure that out. And so I have to do that investigating on them. I wish I had a friend to help me with this stuff. Hey, let's go to the library and do that and check it out. But I just don't, and I have to do it all alone. And I'm willing to, but you know what? I need funding from people that can hear me right now. You know, I would rather it be that, like, okay, so like I said, like, okay, I would rather it be like 250 people give me $10, so that it's no skin off anybody's ass, because I know the way money is. It's stupid. Something going on up there. There's a siren going on. Anyway, I'll put this on my Facebook page. I want as many people to see it. Here's my mama. She came back. You know, my mom was handicapped. She had her legs went out on her. She had MS, and so she was bedridden. She was wheelchair bound. By the time I was 11, she was in a wheelchair, but she always had love in her life. She got in front of my face. She got rid of a toxic individual who wasn't capable of being loving at all. It's sad. Yeah, my dad. To this day, and a lot of people say, no, that person helped everybody. Yeah, I'm sure he did help people. He was a probation officer for 12 years. He was a counselor in a reform school for boys. He studied psychology. He was a hypnotherapist who helped people quit smoking through hypnotherapy. He even opened up while I was like a toddler, very small. See, he left when I was 4, and I had my 5th birthday without him because my mom had gotten rid of him. He was abusing her physically. There was domestic violence that I saw. God, I didn't need to tell you about that, but just letting you know, it's just like, well, you know, nah, you don't know that person like as if you were his daughter. He never laid a hand on me. In fact, he taught me everything that I needed to know, right? Music. Music is all you need to know to learn to know anything else. Thanks for listening to this. I am getting better. It's slow going. The more I'm able to rest. See, I need rest. But I need to continue to get on top of what I need to do about getting the transcripts and the proof about how that they are violating my rights, and how at one point, yeah, at the first hearing, I remember the judge just stuck up for me and said, no, nah, they saw that how that they were babes, they made stuff up, and that's why I get the transcripts. I'm gonna start putting in yellow, this is where they lied, this is where they lied. And I feel like I was coerced, and even it was emotional extortion. You know, I'm having a conscience about some things that I wrote a note about, and I even expressed remorse about it. But those people are fucking twisted. They didn't make sense after a while. See, does it make sense? See, this happened in September where I raised a funk about the asphalt thing. They all ganged up on me. And then, see, these are my new neighbors. I'm trying to say, hey, how's it going? And all they can do is go. Like they don't know what it is to wave at people every day. See, that's the thing about this guy next door who poured the 12 truckloads of asphalt. I just kind of, I don't mind that we mind our own business for 12 entire years. I called him over and gave him some lettuce because I grow a lot of lettuce, and I gave it to him, and okay. You know, it's the thing is, and I'll put this video up right here. Please watch it. This is what happened. See, there are these kinds of people, narcissists, sociopaths. This guy's a psycho. Yep. I've known him long enough to know. Whoever fucking puts an electric wire around the perimeter of their acre and then turns it on just to watch my chicken get thumped. This happened like 10 years ago. I've had chickens for 13 years. It's an electric fence. He used to abuse his dog. I'm sorry. I don't want to talk about it, but no, these people are kind of... And the way that they live, see, the woman there, not a woman, No, he has a servant there. Otherwise, if that wasn't a live woman, she would have protected him from dumping that shit on his property. Thanks for listening and thank you for your donation.